All right, welcome. I thought I was going to do a quick video just to recap some of the trades I took today, and maybe it's going to help some of you guys that were watching the stream earlier. I took another trade in the New York session, so I'm going to cover that as well. But just try to get a couple little videos just to sort of show the systematic approach that I'm looking at. So let's have a look at what happened. Obviously, in the mornings, normally I trade German 40. In the afternoons, I'll trade gold. You see the time right now is 9:55, so we're just about the close of Tuesday, the 8th of August. So this was a trade that was taken just after the London Open. It was we got 50 pips out of it, but it was actually, not the best move of the day. We can see like it just really just dropped. So I'm just going to go from the start. We had going into the week, the previous weekly candle closed as a big bearish one. So obviously the sells are going to be probably play out a lot easier. But I actually got caught off guard today because I thought I thought we might actually have a chance of extending the current daily wick. Sorry, the current weekly top wick and push up a little bit higher before the sellers would step back in. Obviously, that wasn't the case, but I did have a little bit of a bullish bias for the London session. I was bearish, but then the way that the New York session, the previous day closed, it closed really bullish. You can see here, like what it did, it actually recovered most of this, and I was actually really keen to sell from this area. And I explained in the video, in the stream, that I just didn't want to put a trade on before the rollover, and then I just wasn't up. Afterwards, I just forgot about it. So I thought, you know what, it's not so much of a big deal because by the time I wake up, price will probably be in this vicinity, and then I can short it. What actually happened is that when I woke up, price had dropped quite a bit already. We already had dropped about 120 pips from this euro low from the high, 140 pips actually. So that kind of made me think. I was like, well, we've actually dropped 140 pips in Asian session and then this initial Frankfurt Open. So is London going to close? Is London going to sell the low, or is there a higher chance that we're going to actually be pushing up? And I thought, well, we're kind of at the bottom of this range. You can see where this range is. We're in this area for a few days. Like here's the bottom, and here was the top. So I just thought it's kind of be easier to go for a little range play. So maybe a little sell to buy move for this London Open. But I didn't actually have an area that I was totally comfortable just buying. So we can see I've got these thicker black lines at the monthly levels. So I thought a good chance that we're just going to keep on pushing down. But then as it was going to go up to retrace some of this move that happened overnight, I just needed to wait for my setup. Okay. So what I wanted to see is basically price to sort of give a couple little manipulations. And then once it had created a couple little resistances, essentially, or like liquidity pools to push price down, basically once this was broken and we had a higher close, then this would be an area that I'd be looking to go long from. Okay. And that was just simply that as simple as that. So if let me just replay. There. I just had to watch, I just had to wait and see when something jumped out at me. So what I can see here is I can see like little liquidity wicks. Okay, price was pushing up, breaking the highs of the candles to the left, and then closing back within the wicks. Okay, and then price is pushing down further. So it looked good so far. I just didn't really have a clear area. So let's just replay this. Push the candles forward a little bit. Okay, then this is the London Open candle. So nice little push down to these monthly levels and quite a strong rejection. So that's 5-minute candle alone was about 50 pips. So I know some people got entries from here. It was just pretty quick and I wasn't really prepared for it. So I was just going to wait a little bit longer. Okay, so we had another candle, little doji candle. I'll try to keep this quick, so I'm just going to push forward a few of the candles. Another little rejection candle, looking good. This is like a little pull in liquidity, which is what I'm liking. Price pushes down, so beautiful. This is going to give me around this area. This area is, let's just call it manipulation 1, and let's call this area manipulation 2. So all I needed then, this was my resistance zone. All I needed something now was to close above here, and then I could look for this area to go long from. That was the trade, you know. So let's just push price up a little bit. Okay, looking all good. Support created, support confirmed. Price then breaks up, closes higher than here, and we're Gucci, you know. So I'll drop to the 1 minute time frame, because I was thinking, well, like it created like a little bottom wick here, and then it sort of rallied. And I wasn't too worried about missing it, because often when resistance is created and broken, then the retest is on. And if you're going to be a chaser, then often you pretty much have to get out of that trade pretty quick, because you got to be a little boxer, you know, jump in, take a few pips, 20 pips or so, and get out, because it's never going to last. Price often pulls back. So I wasn't worried about missing it, and it did keep on going up. What I had is, let's just pull price down, more or less here, something like that. Then price came down in a hurry, and I was a little bit concerned, because it did come down to want to catch a falling knife. So I needed to see price respect a little bit, and I wanted to see on the 5 minute time frame, it came in and pushed up next candle. So you can see, like, this is the start of the 5 minute candle, 8:40 a.m. You can see the time. This is the next 1 minute of the 5 minute candle. And then it whipped up and down a little bit, and then it just gave a good entry. It's the way that this 1 minute candle was sort of pushing up and down. I can't do the seconds, but it's not going to show like how it was moving in this 1 to 2 minutes. But it gave me the confidence to pull the trigger on this area. Target was initially, it was going to be all the way up here, but anyone that watches the streams regularly knows that I like to take just 50 pips. You know, that is my target, that I pretty much scale up most of it. So that would put it at 15,938. So basically just extending the current London high at this time would have been a great target. And then looking at over here to the left, you can see in this little area, I did point this out, where price had moved pretty rapidly, or maybe it was over this one, but you can see like this kind of similar, these 1 minute candles, it gapped down quite a bit. So something happened around this time to really just sort of push price down. So I thought there could be like some fairly strong reactions from this area. So for that reason, I said around 15,950, perfect place to just, you know, take your profit, given that there wasn't really any catalyst in the market. Well, not that I was thinking there was going to be. There was no real news. It was a pretty news light day. So that would have been an ideal place to just take 50 pips and then get on with your week. As you can see, what price did is eventually pulled up. That was basically the target there. So that was, if you're looking here, that's 58 pips. So I was already scaled out well before then, 8 pips before then. I think it was when I was actually getting the coffee, but that's when my auto take profits were. Then price came down and just took out the little piece that was left, and then just dropped from there. But that was the idea. So I guess the take-home messages I'm going to explain to you is looking at manipulation. Okay. And then if this is where price pulled liquidity from and then to push lower, okay, then this is your resistance zone. So wait for a candle to close above and then take the retest, break and retest. Okay. Moving on to gold. This one was a really nice one, actually. So I was quite busy, so I didn't have time to sit and watch too much. But I was just waiting for the same thing. Okay. Waiting for candles to show me rejections. And I had one up here. So I was actually really keen on this little area. Price moved too quickly. I had one rejection, but I didn't have a second one. And then price really just pushed up and tapped into that 1930. So I missed that one, but that was pretty early in the piece. And I like the trade after New York Stock Exchange open, which is 2:30 my UK time. So where was the next time I could get in? Well, these are little rejection liquidity wicks, wicking up higher than the candles to the left, but then closing lower. Then add another one, and then we had another one. So this was a beautiful zone. I really, really liked that zone. Seeing those gave me plenty of time to wait as well. So this little red zone was my resistance. Same thing. Just wait for a candle to close above and then take the retest. And same thing, just went for 50 pips. So when it closed above, got in on this wick on the retrace. 50 pips puts you up here. So from roughly 1926. Actually, I got in a little bit lower. Must have really gotten at the low of this wick. Because I remember the price being 1926.7 with spread. So yeah, about here. Anyway, that was the trade. So looking up to the left, you can see like where would price be a target? This is your imbalance candle. This is your imbalance candle. So matching up with the wicks, good area to take profit at. Okay. So same thing. Manipulation, liquidity pools, candle closes above. There's your break. There's your retest. And that's it. Target 50 pips. Gold gives you easily 50 pips a day. German 40 does the same thing. Okay. But same system, waiting for resistances created. If I was looking for sells, then I'd be waiting for one of these candles to be closed below and then look for the retest to go down and then look for your targets on the left-hand side. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. So drop any feedback, comments. All right. I'll try to do a few more of these. I think it could be handy for people to review the day. But yeah, okay. That's it for me. So take care. I'll see you guys in the streams. Bye-bye.